Hey there, Bertrand from Youzign here. So today I wanted to talk about the four different types of logos you need and why you need them. So let's get right into it. I'm inside my Youzign account and I'll be sharing these templates with you just by the end of this video. But first, let's look at the different types of logos you need and why you need them. So to be very honest, I resisted for a long time this idea that you needed a white logo and a black logo and so on. And then when I started to applying this to my business, I saw how much sense it makes when it comes to marketing. It gives you so much more options and it gives you so much more flexibility in your branding when you have these four different types of logo. So the four types of logo you want are your icon, which is the first one right here. The second type is your regular logo, so that's your icon and some text. Your black logo, that's your black icon with some black text. And your white logo, this is your colored icon with some white text. Okay, and the reason you need all these versions, it's really related to the evolution of the internet and digital marketing, because like 10-15 years ago or 20 years ago, you didn't need to be on social media, you didn't need to be on various different formats and platforms, and so you could have your logo and pretty much display it the way you want on your website, and you wouldn't need to adapt it to various platforms. But what happens now is that as your brand grows, you will naturally go on other platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and whatever social networks may come up. And these platforms have adopted a standard, which is the icon. So that's what we have here as the profile icon. That's one of the reasons why I recommend you make a separate icon of your logo, is because this will work well on social media. So that's what you call the profile icon. The good thing with this format is that it's a square format, so it works pretty much everywhere. And if you resize it and you make it very small, it's still visible. So that means that your icon can also be used as a favicon. And the favicon is, if you're not familiar with it, it's what you see in the top bar of your browser. When you're on the website, you see a little icon in the tab, and that's your favicon. So it's very small. I think it's 16 by 16 pixels. So having a good icon means that your favicon will be visible to people. That's the second part here. The third reason why you might want to have an icon as well is for your apps. So let's say you launch a mobile apps or a progressive web app for iPhone or iOS, then your app icon is going to look something like this. So the nature of the internet, where your brand needs to be on multiple devices, multiple platforms, multiple screens, means that you need your logo to have this versatility, and it starts with having an icon. Okay, then you have your regular logo. So this is a very classic format. If you notice, it's a horizontal logo, so it has a bigger width than height. And this is a very common format right now because as digital marketing and digital branding evolved, the focus is less on the logo and more on the content. So having a horizontal logo allows you to have a small header, pretty much. That's what it means. So if you have your website header, at the top left is your logo, and this way, because it's horizontal, you can have your header small and focus more on the content. The third type of logo, let's do the black first actually, would be the black logo. So this is useful in a variety of scenarios. For instance, on white backgrounds like here, or let's say you're doing a t-shirt with your brand, white, black on white for print materials, especially for a t-shirt, would look very good. So this is the other variation of your logo you need. This is the third. And the fourth variation of logo you need is the white text with your colored logo. So this allows you to add your logo on top of images, which is very useful. So obviously this images here is a bit bright, so I could have the black logo even here in the corner, as you can see. But the white logo really allows you to overlay your logo on all kinds of visuals. So like for modern marketing, it's very essential and very, very useful. So yeah, so these are the four types you need. And you can see another example of the white logo here on the dark background. So white logo is probably the most, well, with the profile icon, obviously, it's probably the most versatile and the most useful. You'll be able to create some great visuals using the white logo. So let me see here if I have some image. So let's try one of these images here. Size it slightly. I'll remove that one. And so you can see what it allows you to do, you know, by having a white logo. And if I use my regular logo here, you'll see the difference. It's totally off. So you might have tried before to use your regular logo on an image, and it you know, it was a bit off, and that's the reason why. You know, you need something that contrasts with the image, and the white logo is the best way to do that. As you can see here, it looks very good, and it allows me to do these kind of designs where I have an image and my logo on top. So that works very, very well. So before I show you how to edit those templates and where to find those templates, I wanted to give you some more examples of this logo format. So this is one of our brand called the branding app. And if you scroll down, I will show you the different formats of the logo in action. So first here, you have a website mockup, and you can see in the top left, you have the main logo. So as you can see, it's a horizontal logo. So it allows the header to be very small and the content to be pretty big. Now let's look at how we use this logo. Let's say in the footer here, we have the white version because the footer is dark. And here we have the social media. So as you can see on Facebook, the icon is smaller. On Instagram, the icon is round, and on Twitter is square. And by having an icon, it allows us to upload our brand in a very consistent way across all platforms. Okay, some more examples of logos in action here. And then you have the white logo right here as well. So that's pretty much the idea. I had a couple more examples I wanted to show you, and that's more in relation to the style of the icon. So the icon is kind of it's the first part of your logo. Here it's a B, and you can see in the examples I showed you before, it's a W. So that's the simplest way to create a logo. It's just to put the first letter of your brand inside a square like this, and use your dominant color, your main color, as the background. And that's what I did here for the branding app. And this is one of our customers here. She has a brand called Marketology, and you can see she uses the same principles. And this is another example here. So instead of having just a square and a letter, he uses an icon here. Okay, so that's another way you can create these logos. All right, so now let's look at the templates, and I'll show you how to edit them. So I'll go back to my folder here. All right, so there'll be a link to these templates below the video, below this video. And so the first thing you might want to edit is the logo icon. So just click on edit here to load it. All right, so you can simply edit the text here and replace it with your the first letter of your brand name. So in my case, it might be Youzign. You can obviously change the font by scrolling through the font options here. So let's say I use Montserrat. So that's the first step, pretty much. And that's the first option, which is to use a letter, like the first letter of your word, as the icon. Another way is to use the first two letters, and I can show you an example here. I noticed it recently on Adobe Stock. So you can see the Adobe Stock website here. They use this same formula, and I think Adobe uses this formula on a lot of their products, where you have the icon on the left with they have the first two letters, okay, so ST, and then they have the text on the right. So very, very simple logo formula. I'll try to show you, and this is the white version that you saw before, and now you can see they have the black version here on top. Okay, so, and you can see it's a horizontal logo, so you can see all the examples I was giving you is really relevant in the real world. And if you look at it when you're browsing through websites, you will notice this trend. You can see this is a white logo, and it's on the background is an image. All right, so that's just to give you another example. That's just to say you could have the first two letters of your brand as well. The first letter capitalized and the second letter lower cap. Okay, that's an option. Another option is to use an icon. So I could use some of the icons from our categories here. So let's say I go into the objects category. Actually, let me find something else. Maybe music and arts. Yeah. So let's say that I have a kind of a musical brand. Okay, so I could use the icon here by changing the color to my green, and now you can see it matches the logo. Okay, and that's pretty much it. That's all you want to do, is to replace the icon. And obviously something I almost forgot, sorry, is to change the background color to match your dominant color. So if your dominant color is let's say this pink, then just make it match. All right, and that's pretty much it. So you want to do this, and then save this design, and then go back to your folder and adjust the other images here accordingly. So I hope that this tutorial has been helpful. You'll find the link to the logo templates just below this video. Just click on them to open them in Youzign. Thanks for watching.